So I want to talk about the Philadelphia 76ers because weirdly enough, I can't remember the last time I have ever felt this, but I think the Sixers have a really bright future. Now, I did believe that the Paul George trade, Paul George signing, I did the thing that I bitched about the other day about how much I can't stand it. But the Paul George contract, I believe that was going to work. I believe that Paul George would be a great third option. And I don't think that was misguided. There was a lot of people who bought into that. But of course, Joel Embiid's injury ended up really derailing that season. And then Paul George also was quite the disappointment that year. I think some of that not his fault, but a lot of it was also just, yeah, he's getting older. But I believe they had the chance to compete for the title. So like on a short-term future, I have said that things look good for them. However, in terms of like 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, it's been a minute since I felt great about what Philly's future is in store for. But the reason behind this is, of course, the play of both Tyrese Maxey, but especially VJ Edgecombe, who was the third overall pick in this draft. And he was kind of a controversial pick, at least, because I mean the thing was that Ace Bailey was like projected to go third, but then Ace Bailey didn't want to go to the Sixers among many other teams. But now the Sixers are kind of thankful for Ace Bailey for doing that because holy shit, VJ has been really good. In fact, he is the first rookie in NBA history through 3 games to average 25, 5, and 5, which is a hell of a stat. His first game, he broke LeBron's record for most points in a first quarter of a rookie debut with 14, beating LeBron's 12. And the big thing with VJ is the three-point shooting, because in college he shot 52 for 153, which is 34%, which is not phenomenal. 78% from the line is good, but again, not phenomenal, not indicative of a great shooter. However, he is at 40% on 6.7 attempts per game. 6.7 attempts is a lot for a guy who coming into the league was known as kind of a question mark in terms of his three-point shooting. But it's well beyond the three-point shooting. His playmaking has been really good. 6 assists to 2 turnovers for a guard through 3 games. Obviously, these numbers are not going to hold up. Maybe it's not that obvious if they end up if Embiid ends up just missing so much time and there's such a scoring void that he gets that opportunity, then maybe it's possible. The big thing behind this whole thing is that the Sixers have been treating him like he is a star player from day one. Like he was getting damn near as many touches as Tyrese Maxey in that first game, and it has not been that much different since then. But yeah, he's playmaking really well. His 3 balls going in. He's a good slasher. He's a good ball handler. And I don't know what the stats say, but I do feel pretty confident that his mid-range game has been working. Well, 10 to 16 feet, 43%, floater range, 50%, 90% at the rim. Not hitting long twos, but he's also, well, he's taken about the same. I've seen him hit a couple of mid-range pull-ups that look clean, so we shall see how good he actually is at that aspect of the game. But the 3-ball looks good, the playmaking looks good, the slashing looks really good, the ball handling looks good, the defense looks good. Like there is very few rough edges on him as a player. And then, of course, you have his teammate Tyrese Maxey, who was obviously already an all-star caliber guy, but he has been on another level so far this year. Through 3 games, he is averaging 37 points, 7.7 assists, taking a league-high 25 field goal attempts and playing 42 fucking minutes. But even still, he's also shooting 52% on 9.7 threes per game. Just absolutely out of this world. I do think there is one game that is inflating those stats a little bit because he went the hell off in game 1. But no, he had 43 in this Orlando game. I didn't even realize that he hit 40 in that game. That's crazy. I watched that one this morning, and yeah, crazy shit between the 2 of these players. And I will actually be doing a video on Orlando this week over on Rusty Buckets because not a very good start for him. But the big thing to me that stood out is the 3-point shooting. Yeah, he went 7 for 9 in this game versus Boston, which is inflating those stats a little bit. If we just bump it to the last 2 games, he's at 40% on 10 attempts, which is a little bit more reasonable. But it definitely feels like he has improved as a shooter, not just because the shots are going in, but the way he's taking them. Not that he's ever been an unconfident shooter. He took 9 threes a game last season for a reason, but I don't know, the pull-ups from deep over a bunch of defenders. He has this thing. There are guys with jump shots like him where he has a very wide base. His legs are like really far apart, and his form, his upper form is a little bit wide as well. And then he also has a surprisingly flat release. But like all of that comes together to be a jump shot that's actually really hard to contest. So when he's pulling up, he also jumps pretty high on his jump shot, so it's just really, really hard to stop. He can get a pretty good look from 3 more often than not. So both of those guys are going off. And then you also have Quentin Grimes. Quentin Grimes, he had a 20-point game the other day. I don't remember what he did versus Orlando. He had a 10-point game in the first one. But yeah, he's shooting lights out from 3. He also does not look like he's unenthused to be playing for this team, which would be a little bit of a concern if he was, given the contract situation this summer. But nah, he has stepped right back up. I fucking love his jump shot. Quentin Grimes might have my favorite jump shot in the entire NBA. He jumps so high, and like his wrist flick is so exaggerated in a way that I really like. Kelly Oubre has also been really hot to start this year. And I also should talk about real quick Joel Embiid, because I made a video about his first game, because as I said in that video, he looked like a cadaver. He looked like they reanimated his corpse to get him to go out there and play. But in his second game versus the Charlotte Hornets, he scored 20 points in 20 minutes. Now, he did this. He was taking the same type of shots that he was in that Boston game, which is like almost exclusively jumpers. So that is still like, didn't look anywhere near a peak Embiid, to be sure. 4 turnovers with 4 assists, and he was a -2. So still not great, but an encouraging sign considering what he looked like in that first game. So I don't know how this is all going to come together. I also do need to discuss Jared McCain, who is obviously not playing this year. But last year, he was lighting teams the fuck up, 15 points per game, fucking 38% from 3 on 6 attempts per game. What is interesting, the only thing to be concerned about, but this is like a good problem to have, the guards, they have a lot of guards. All of their players with upside are guards. And like, you could talk me into Quentin Grimes or VJ Edgecombe being capable of playing the small forward position for like really big chunks. But like, I don't know that that's a great move. I do think in the NBA at this point, talent matters more than size. Like, a big thing that I had about the Sacramento Kings is like, I would rather you start DeMar DeRozan at the 4 and LaVine at the 3 so you can get Keon Ellis in there. And that is the lineup that they started and closed with in their game versus the Lakers. But like, I do think like a 6'5" small forward is absolutely passable, and both VJ and Grimes are 6'5", but between these 4 players, you're probably going to have to move on from one of them. If I had to guess, it would probably be Grimes, just because I think he's a little bit older. Quentin Grimes is younger than me. Not by much. It's literally a month and 9 days, but that was sobering, because in my mind I was like, Grimes is a little bit older. He's only 25, but still, between everybody else on this team, everybody else amongst those guards, he is the oldest one. Whatever it may be, though, it's a good problem to have, because you will be trading one of these guys for legitimate assets and guys who can actually play their position, and that will go a long way. And I think 2 years from now, 3 years from now, it wouldn't surprise me at all if VJ is a star like really soon. And I also think he makes the Rookie of the Year race really interesting, because Cooper had a good game against the Raptors, and he had a bad game against the Thunder. He had a good game against the Raptors. I think that was his first career 20-piece. But otherwise, he has been a little bit rough, and I just think the offense around him is so limited that it does take away from his chances. He's still the favorite for good reason, but I do think VJ could make things interesting. My pick was for Ace Bailey to make things interesting, but apparently he has been sick so far this year. I need to make, just as a personal note to myself, I need to make more of a habit of like checking the injury report, or I guess it'd be injury / illness in this case. Because I was like, why the fuck is Ace Bailey playing 20 minutes? It's because apparently he's got some sort of illness that he's playing through. But yeah, I do think that VJ could make the Rookie of the Year race this year so much more interesting. And more importantly, he makes the Sixers' future actually something for them to look forward to. And I will give the Sixers this. They didn't, through the process of building this roster, they didn't get rid of a bunch of draft capital. Like, I think the Sixers own most of their future first-round picks, if not all of them. So, like, if they end up needing to build upon this roster in the future, they have the assets, whether that be through the draft or through trade. But the Sixers are 3-0, and that's with Joel Embiid playing 20 minutes in one of those games and scoring 20 points, which is not nothing. But, like, otherwise, they have been doing this without Paul George, without Embiid, and without Jared McCain. That is very, very encouraging for the 76ers. And I mean, they got a pretty, I think they beat, they haven't had great competition. One game versus the Celtics that was a difference of 1 point. They played a really good game against the Hornets where they closed out in clutch time really, really well. And then this game versus Orlando. I've mentioned this in another video, but I am doing an Orlando Magic video as well as a Hawks video on Thursday. The Magic are supposed to be good, and the Sixers beat them as well. So excellent, excellent stuff. And I want to know what the Sixers fans feel. I mentioned this about the first game. Like, how are you feeling with the like Embiid stuff contrasted to VJ breaking out? I don't know. It's got to be a weird time to be a Sixers fan because the present has so many weird caveats, but the future still looks so good that it's pretty easy to ignore. But yeah, that's all I got. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.